So if you've got resistance bands at home, you may have a door anchor which basically slots between a hinge of a door or any other gap, and which securely fastens it to a wall, or as I said, the door hinge or something like that. Very, very useful because it will allow you to basically have a strong, firm grip from which you can then use your resistance bands for a number of exercises. One particular one that I just want to quickly run through is just a chest press. Okay, and you essentially can use a variation of bands to basically add more resistance as you go on, but obviously again, do not compromise on the form, and make sure you basically have a good firm position. Also, what may well help is actually just gripping your feet like making a fist with your foot, and twist slightly on the floor itself to give yourself a good grip. Barefooted obviously, or with trainers is useful. And essentially what you're doing is bringing it out and squeeze out here, and then slowly back on the down or the negative or the eccentric movement. And push all the way out. Engage your triceps at this point and slowly release again all the way back down here. And squeeze your chest as well for that extra tension. Squeeze inwards here. And perform anywhere between about 8 to 20 reps depending on the actual resistance of the band. This one is 40 pounds. I think that's about 18 kg. And we're not looking for basically compromising on form. So if you do find it is a bit tricky, or your form is wavering, then essentially go lighter and make sure the form is perfect. One key thing is to always get your breathing in sync with the movements. So I'm going to try doing this whilst talking as well, so bear with me. What we want to do is exhale on the actual push. So, and either you can do that through your nose or the mouth, but make sure you take a full, slow, deep breath in as you go on the negative. So that's breathing in, and that's breathing out. Okay. So, yeah, and that allows you to basically get the oxygen and the blood flow to the muscles and make sure that you are actually controlling it with your breath. What you will find obviously is a lot of people will hold their breath as they push, like so, and strain. Exercises become a whole lot easier if you actually use your breath, similar to in yoga, actually using your breath to control the flow and go with the movement, is to actually push with the breath. And that will take some of the actual energy from the breath and actually flow into the movement, and actually give you that little impetus. In fact, actually, it should make it a lot easier, as you'll find. And that can be basically used in all your exercises. It doesn't matter what it is if it's a push or a pull, very similar. If you're still pulling, you can use your breath to actually help you with the actual movement. In squats as well, so if you're going so the squat movement as well can be helped a lot by just simply actually using your breath as you come up, very similar to like a lift off of a rocket. So, and again, once the actual weights get heavier. So alongside the resistance bands training, just want to give you a superset or the next actual workout for chest, and that is a press up. Obviously, press ups is something that people can easily do or struggle with.
depending on sort of your fitness level or technique and stuff like that. But one thing is to always remember is to use, so one of the key things is to use a full range for your press up. Basically that is to go all the way down and slow again. So and then push up here and hold for a second and return down. And slow on the down again, all the way down. This is in order to give you a full range of motion for your press up. Almost to your belly or the nose is touching the floor. What you want to be aiming for is about 10 of those, and if you can do 10 of those, then move on and do them slower or change angle a bit. And there's also a variation of a diamond or a triangle you can do for triceps, or you can go wider for your back. But essentially what you want to be looking for is for that full range of motion to ensure that you're doing it correctly. So having done about 3 or 4 sets of some chest press, supersetted with a variation of press ups, as I showed you before, I'm just going to do a couple of sets on back just to show you what I normally do. Again, it's a good idea to marry up chest and back, simply because it's the opposite of the muscle. So again, it just helps to avoid creating imbalances and things like that. So just going to do a couple of more or less some back pulls or rows essentially. Just note that a row is more like that motion with the elbow tight to the body. I just want to do a couple of exercises to show you. Apologies, the back is facing to the camera obviously, but the idea is to show you the actual stretch and actual motion and the tension with the hold. So essentially using the anchor again, same position as it was when doing chest press, but just the opposite side. And all you're doing is actually just pulling it and holding for a couple of seconds at that point there. Obviously try to use a band which is comfortable and allows you that full range of motion. So that's one exercise. Another one is pulling it in more like a row and holding and squeezing. Okay. And the idea is to release very controlled and smooth as possible. And if you can hold your back in a nice, firm, tense position like so, probably like you might give you an idea with the spine. And all you're doing is pulling into your body, engage your core as well. So let's do that, I'll do a sec. And you can add more resistance with the same band by pulling further away. Just be careful it doesn't come flying out, which happened to me once and I got lacerated. Not nice. Yeah, so that's back rows. So with some back workouts with the resistant bands, I'd like to do, not really sure what to call it, but it's basically more or less a skiing motion, which basically helps to actually really get tension on the lats. As you pull out, you're basically engaging the actual back, the top of the back, and actually lats, and really get some time under tension just to actually help strengthen and actually get some flexibility in that muscle there.
Here I've switched over to a 50-pound band, which is typically black, and essentially what you'll do is get some distance between the actual band itself and yourself. Here I've actually done away with the handles. As you can see, I'm only just holding onto the bands itself, but essentially you want to get as far back as you can possibly get. Get in a nice comfortable position. Again, engage your back and pull to the side of you. So get some time of attention. So that, which means hold and bring back slowly to the top. Hold here for about a second. Really engage your core, which will help build your stomach muscles as well. And again, form is everything. So if you can't do it correctly, get a lighter band. And aim for about 6 to 8 reps. And don't forget, you can always do triceps on this as well. So last but not least, I'm just going to finish up with some modified skull crushers. Essentially the band's in the same position and pulling towards, keep your elbows high and pull towards your forehead. And again, keep the squeeze here for about a second or two and release. Try to keep those elbows pointing nice and high. Adjust the door anchor if you need to. And again, anywhere between 8 to 12 reps is usually suffice. Hey guys, so hope you enjoyed that video. Some compilations of some chest exercises plus back. Hope you enjoyed that video. It was one of my longer ones for the first time. Yeah, so please like, subscribe, comment and share.